Yes. Okay, so we want to welcome everybody to this week's Leader's Story.
Oke, saya akan mengucapkan selamat datang kepada semua yang hadir di sini untuk kisah dari leader.
And so, obviously, this week, I'm going to be sharing with you about my Usana story.
Dan saat ini saya akan sharing kepada teman-teman journey saya di Usana.
So, maybe you just want to introduce me a little bit, Mia?
Oke, nah sebelum Nathan mulai, saya akan share. Jadi Nathan ini adalah direct sponsor saya. Dan di awal sebenarnya saya ketemu Nathan itu cuma mau konsultasi soal ibu saya yang waktu itu stroke. Tapi yang saya salut dari Nathan adalah Nathan berhasil membuat saya melihat hal-hal yang tadinya saya pikir nggak mungkin. Jadi dulu tuh saya berpikir saya nggak mungkin jalanin network marketing, saya nggak mungkin public speaking, saya nggak suka jualan dan nggak bisa jualan. Tapi Nathan dengan caranya sendiri itu berhasil membuat saya melihat hal-hal yang tadinya saya pikir nggak mungkin saya kerjain dan akhirnya membuat saya melakukan dan ternyata bisa gitu. Jadi yang saya salut dari Nathan adalah sebagai leader, Nathan itu bisa melihat apa yang saya tidak bisa lihat. Dan berjalannya waktu setelah 2 tahun, banyak sekali kisah-kisahnya Nathan yang menginspirasi saya. Intinya ada satu hal yang Nathan bilang dan selalu saya ingat sekarang, bahwa masa depan kita itu tidak tergantung pada masa lalu. Jadi ternyata kebiasaan saya adalah saya membatasi masa depan saya berdasarkan masa lalu saya. Misalkan kalau saya udah pernah gagal A, maka saya nggak akan melakukan A lagi. Padahal tidak begitu juga. Nah, mungkin nanti Nathan akan share lebih banyak lagi. Dan so I share how within 2 years you have always been able to see what I was not able to see. And then one piece of advice that I always remember from you was, Mia, you shouldn't limit your future based on your past. And thank you for that.
Amen. And that's going to be a big part of my story actually tonight as well. So I'm excited to share with you guys about my own personal story and how I found Usana, and some of the challenges that I've overcome in my own life.
Jadi yang tadi saya bilang, kata Nathan adalah sebenarnya juga bagian besar dari story-nya Nathan ini. Jadi bagaimana sebenarnya perjalanan Nathan di Usana membuka banyak hal dalam hidupnya.
And I want everyone really, when I'm sharing my story tonight, I really want everybody to reflect on their own life and their own journey and their own story, and listen for anything in my story that also relates to your life.
Nah, jadi Nathan mengundang teman-teman untuk ketika Nathan sharing story-nya, nggak cuma dengerin, tapi juga merefleksi hidupnya dan melihat apakah itu juga hal-hal yang teman-teman rasakan atau lihat dalam perjalanan hidup teman-teman.
And I really want you, I really believe that Usana is a journey. It's not about becoming diamond. It's not about becoming gold. Those things are really important, and that's part of the journey. But when it comes to this business, it's really important that we enjoy the process of becoming what it is that we want to become.
Nah, sebenarnya Nathan juga ingin mengingatkan kita semua bahwa perjalanan Usana itu nggak cuma sekedar jadi diamond, jadi gold, atau jadi apapun yang memang penting untuk dicapai, tapi yang lebih penting adalah kita bisa menikmati perjalanan kita menuju apa yang kita inginkan dan bagaimana kita belajar dan bertumbuh.
And I really encourage everybody to start creating your own story as well. You know, when I was putting together my story for this presentation today, it was really a humbling experience to go back and to realize all the things that I've been through in the last, 6 years going through Usana. Is really an amazing experience.
Jadi saat Nathan membuat presentasi ini, Nathan juga sebuah refleksi, dan dengan rendah hati Nathan ingin membagi pengalaman ini karena ternyata apa yang Nathan dapatkan dari Usana itu jauh di luar dugaan. Nggak cuman perjalanan bisnis aja, tapi sebenarnya juga adalah perjalanan hidup.
So everybody that you know, everybody that you meet in your life, they all have a unique story, and one of the things that you can do as a human being when you're interacting with other people is learn people's story, figure out what they've gone through, really get connected to who they are and what their story is, because that's our access to connection with other humans, is to understand what their story is.
Jadi yang Nathan belajar dari Usana adalah di sini kan bertemu dengan banyak orang. Nah, sebenarnya salah satu cara untuk terhubung dengan orang itu adalah dengan mendengarkan dan mengenal ceritanya, karena dengan tahu apa yang pernah dialami orang itu, apa yang sedang dialami orang itu menjadi pintu buat Nathan untuk masuk terhubung sebelum memperkenalkan Usana.
So that's really my hope today in sharing my story, is that, even though even some of you who know me and know me well, I want you to really get connected to my own life and my own story so that you can understand me better as a person.
Nah, jadi tawaran Nathan kepada kita semua adalah, ini adalah cara Nathan untuk membuat kita semua jadi lebih mengenal Nathan deep, karena Nathan kemudian ingin dikenal nggak cuma sebagai mentor, coach, atau leader, tapi ingin dikenal sebagai Nathan yang punya perjalanan hidup seperti ini, yang akan dia share nanti.
Okay, so I want to take you guys all the way back to my life before Usana, so you can give it a little bit of a sense of who I was.
Nah, jadi Nathan pengen balik jauh banget, karena Nathan ingin bagi perjalanannya jauh dari dulu, dari selalu punya mimpi untuk jadi pengusaha sukses.
So before I started Usana, back when I was in college, I started my first business when I was 18, 19 years old.
Jadi jauh sebelum Usana, umur 18 itu Nathan udah mulai punya usaha. Usahanya adalah usaha cat.
So the name of the business was called Student Painters. You can see the sign here. And this was a painting company that I started when I was still in college.
Jadi nama perusahaannya adalah Student Painters. Ini Nathan bikin perusahaan ini, perusahaannya adalah perusahaan ngecat. Dia bikin ini waktu dia masih kuliah.
So at a really young age, even when I was in college, trying to figure out, what I wanted to do in life and sort of following that cultural norm of, going to school, getting good grades, I was really passionate and interested about being a business person.
Jadi walaupun waktu itu masih sekolah dan sebenarnya nggak punya background bisnis apa-apa, tapi Nathan udah selalu punya keinginan untuk punya usaha dan sukses.
So at this time, I started the painting company. I got a van. I bought the ladder. I got all the gear, and I built a team of 10 of my friends, and had my first employees. And in the first summer that we were working, I sold about $40,000 worth of painting jobs in one summer.
Nah, jadi akhirnya Nathan juga mempekerjakan teman-temannya. Dia punya tim isinya 10 orang. Terus di musim panas pertama, Nathan itu bisa menghasilkan $40.000 atau sekitar 400 juta.
And I still
Jadi,
remember at that time, I had no business experience before. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I remember walking around, driving to different neighborhoods and walking around the neighborhood and literally knocking on people's door, just literally knocking on people's doors and trying to sell painting jobs.
nah Nathan tuh masih inget banget. Jadi selama liburan musim panas itu Nathan tuh nyetir ke perumahan-perumahan dan bener-bener ngetok pintu setiap rumah dan nawarin ngechat.
And I remember in my dorm room, literally, I was living in my dorm room at that time, and a lot of my friends were, they're playing video games, they're doing all the things that college students do, and I was cold calling people in different states about coming and visiting them and doing and giving them quotes on painting jobs.
Nah, jadi Nathan inget banget saat itu di asramanya ketika teman-temannya masa liburan ini pada main video game atau cuman leyeh-leyeh, rebahan kalau bahasa kita saat ini. Nathan tuh uh, nelfonin orang-orang bahkan sampai di luar kota dan ngasih invoice biaya ngechat.
So it was an amazing experience. I went to like malls and had like little kiosk, and I was collecting people's information, and I was creating lists of people that I could call.
Jadi buat Nathan ini ngasih satu pengalaman yang menarik karena saat itu tuh Nathan tuh sampai ke mall terus ngumpulin kontak list yang bisa dia tawarin ngechat segala macam.
And to my surprise, my amazement, it was working. We built a team of they were all my friends, but basically that I hired for the summer, and we sold a lot of jobs, and we were going to the sites, and we were climbing ladders and painting houses and having a lot of fun.
Dan sebenarnya pekerjaan ini selain menghasilkan, Nathan juga ngerasa ini fun karena melakukan sesuatu yang nggak pernah mereka lakukan, kayak manjat-manjat, ngechat-ngechat. Jadi waktu itu yang dirasain Nathan adalah ini fun.
And I remember about 3/4 of the way through the summer, so it was about August in the summer in the U.S. when I had I ran into a woman. I sold her a paint job, and we got finished the job, and she refused to pay.
Nah, sampai kira-kira 2/3 summer, waktu itu bulan Agustus, Nathan tuh ngerjain rumah satu ibu tua, di mana mereka udah selesai ngecat, tapi ibu tua itu nggak mau bayar.
And at that time, she had we signed. I had people sign a contract that said that they didn't have to pay until they were satisfied with the job.
Nah, akhirnya Nathan baru sadar di kontraknya itu memang tertulis bahwa orang nggak perlu bayar kalau mereka nggak puas sama pekerjaannya.
So you can see here it said that I had my first taste of success and also my first taste of failure.
Jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, di usaha pertama ini Nathan bisa ngerasain sukses, tapi juga bisa ngerasain kegagalan.
So basically overnight, I went from a situation where everything was going great. I was selling jobs, the business was successful, and because I had to pay all of my friends, and I paid for the paint, and this was a huge house that we had painted. This woman just decided that she wasn't going to pay me, and so I had to close the business overnight.
Nah, sayangnya adalah walaupun Nathan nggak dibayar, kan Nathan tetap harus bayar teman-temannya yang kerja kan. Dan karena rumahnya ibu ini besar banget dan dia nggak bayar, akhirnya Nathan tuh sampai harus tutup bisnisnya.
So as you can imagine, as an 18, 19-year-old kid to have built something and then have it all taken away from you, I was really devastated at that time.
Nah, kebayang ya untuk anak seumur 18 tahun, bikin usaha, terus berhasil, terus tiba-tiba dalam satu malam itu harus bangkrut. Jadi Nathan tuh waktu itu tuh kayak stres banget.
So I felt like I had felt like I was a failure. I was embarrassed in front of my friends, and the whole thing was very difficult.
Nah, jadi saat itu tuh Nathan tuh kayak malu karena kan kayak apa ya, kecelek gitu ya, yang lainnya pada seneng-seneng, Nathan udah kerja keras, taunya harus back to zero lagi, nggak punya apa-apa.
So time went on, and I sort of forgot about my entrepreneurial dreams. And when I was in school, I gave up basically on my dream of being a businessman, and I found a new vision and a new passion for my life.
Nah, akhirnya mungkin karena Nathan berusaha ngelupain apa yang terjadi, Nathan tuh jadi lupa mimpinya dia pengen jadi businessman. Dan tiba-tiba Nathan menemukan passion baru, filsafat. Jadi dia udah lupain lah jadi businessman.
So it was this time in my life where I found something called philosophy. And I decided that I really loved philosophy, and I wanted to become a professor and teach philosophy for the rest of my life.
Nah, ketika udah nyerah, udah give up mimpinya jadi businessman, Nathan menemukan kecintaan baru pada filsafat dan akhirnya bercita-cita pengen jadi profesor untuk ngajar.
So I pursued this dream for 8 years. I went through 4 years of undergraduate and about 4 years of graduate study to finish the master's program. And I invested like 8 years of my life into this passion and the future of being a philosophy professor.
Nah, Nathan tuh kemudian menginvestasikan 8 tahun dalam hidupnya untuk belajar. Jadi undergraduate 4 tahun, master 4 tahun. Intinya demi cita-cita menjadi profesor dan ngajar filsafat, dia invest 8 tahun.
And then again, in 2008, there was a massive financial crisis in America, and the stock market took a plunge, and the US economy really just plunged into an absolute crisis, and everything literally fell apart for me overnight.
Lagi-lagi mimpinya Nathan buyar, kalau kata bahasa sekarang ambiar. Jadi pada tahun 2008 itu terjadi krisis besar di dunia, di mana kemudian hal-hal yang paling pertama jatuh kan hal-hal yang dianggap tidak esensial kan. Jadi intinya untuk kedua kali mimpinya Nathan itu hancur berantakan.
So when you're in graduate school like I was, usually the agreement is you teach like a one-on-one class and you get your tuition for free.
Jadi biasanya tuh zaman dulu ngajar itu kayak punya kelas, terus dibayar per kelas yang diajar.
So I had just enrolled in my first year of a PhD program at the University of Southern Illinois.
Jadi Nathan itu baru enroll di universitas di Illinois.
And we went from basically having our tuition paid for by teaching classes to all of a sudden, after the crash, they took away all of our scholarship.
Nah, tadinya Nathan harusnya bayar kuliah itu dari honornya ngajar. Jadi dapat scholarship tapi kemudian ngajar. Nah, karena krisis ini scholarship-nya dicabut, beasiswanya dicabut, ditarik.
So the only other option was to stay in school and take on another like $30,000 a year of debt, or try to find a new career.
Nah, jadi pilihannya waktu itu buat Nathan adalah tetap kuliah dan harus bayar sekitar hampir 400 juta yang bisa dilakukan dengan berhutang. Jadi kan kalau di luar negeri ada pinjaman siswa, atau Nathan harus mikirin nih karir baru, bukannya jadi profesor.
So this was the second time in my life where I felt like I knew what I wanted to do, and everything was taken away from me.
Jadi ini kedua kali dalam hidup Nathan di mana sepertinya Nathan tahu mau ngapain dalam hidup, tapi kemudian gagal, buyar.
So this is the time when one of my really good friends from high school, who was living in New Zealand at the time, he used to call me all the time trying to get me to come to New Zealand, come to New Zealand. But I always told him, look, I know what I do, what I want. I want to become a philosophy professor, so I'm not going to come to New Zealand.
Jadi saat ini ada teman baiknya Nathan yang tinggal di New Zealand, itu nelfon dia. Jadi temannya Nathan ini tuh udah sering banget ngajak Nathan pindah ke New Zealand, tapi Nathan selalu bilang, enggak, gue tahu kok gue mau ngapain, dan gue nggak akan ke New Zealand.
But I'll never forget the day he called me when I was really just so low. I didn't know what I was going to do, and the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So he called me one day when I was in the looking zone. You know, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I decided, okay, yes, I will come to New Zealand.
Nah, Nathan nggak akan pernah ngelupain saat dimana temannya ini nelfon lagi. Jadi ini juga pelajaran besar buat Nathan dan buat kita semua di dunia network marketing, bahwa kuncinya itu udah di follow up. Jadi saat kita nggak pernah tahu kapan orang ada di zona lagi nyari-nyari sesuatu. Jadi saat itu temannya Nathan nelfon lagi dan Nathan bilang, oke, gue pindah ke New Zealand.
So after the financial crisis, everything fell apart, and so did I. So at this time in my life, right before I went to New Zealand, I was really not doing well, right? I was depressed. I was not feeling good about myself. I was drinking very, very heavily, and I found myself getting in trouble, right? I got arrested, and a number of things happened to me in my life that were really bad.
Oh my God, Nathan, I didn't recognize you in this picture.
Yeah.
Jadi teman-teman lihat nggak di kiri Nathan gemuk banget. Jadi pada masa ini tuh masa-masa paling apa ya, kayak masa nyungsepnya Nathan lah. Dia tuh depres kan karena udah 2 kali punya mimpi, 2 kali gagal dan nggak tahu mau ngapain. Intinya saat ini yang dia kerjain tuh cuman hangout, minum, mabuk. Lihat tuh, pernah ditangkap polisi juga. I couldn't imagine you have once look like this. Seriously.
Yeah. So I was really not in a good place, you know. Like I said, I was drinking a lot, and I was really depressed, and that's when my friend called me, and he convinced me that I knew I needed to make a change, right? And so I decided that I was going to cut ties with the friends that I had in America. I was going to get away from all of the bad. You can see the picture, right? There's a bar called Bad Decisions. That's like a metaphor for my life at that time. And I decided that I really wanted to change my life.
Nah, jadi saat itu memang Nathan lagi tenggelam di negatif ya, karena lagi depres, nggak tahu mesti ngapain. Terus teman-temannya juga bawa dia cuman ke bar minum. Nah, ini kayak pas banget nih kata Nathan, ada bar namanya Bad Decision. Ini jadi saat temannya di New Zealand telepon, Nathan tahu bahwa ini saatnya saya ngambil keputusan untuk hidup yang baru dan memutus hubungan dengan yang jelek-jelek ini.
So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to move to New Zealand and start a new beginning.
Nah, itu saat dimana Nathan bilang, oke, waktunya untuk pindah ke New Zealand dan memulai sesuatu yang baru.
So you can see here, we started a company called Megan Wellness Clinics in Auckland, New Zealand.
Nah, jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, di sini akhirnya Nathan membuka sebuah klinik namanya Megan Migun Clinics di New Zealand.
Yeah, they were wellness clinics.
Jadi itu klinik wellness.
So this is our first clinic here on the left-hand side here. This is the first clinic that we had in Ponsonby, which is the main city in Auckland.
Jadi ini adalah klinik pertama mereka yang terletak di Auckland.
So in 2009, we had one little clinic, and it was just in this tiny little shop that you see here.
Jadi 2009 mereka baru punya satu klinik kecil, satu cabang.
And this is when I first went into business with what you can see William and Regina here in this picture, and then I'm the guy in the back there with the blue shirt on, and this was our team of franchisees for as we were expanding the company.
Jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, di sini ada Ibu Regina, lalu ada Coach William, dan Nathan di belakang yang pakai baju biru. Ini adalah tim mereka pertama-tama ini nih, yang kemudian membangun bisnis franchise wellness ini.
You can see how big William is in this picture, yeah?
Teman-teman bisa lihat ya, Coach William di sini besar sekali.
So this was really an amazing experience. We went from having one little shop in Ponsonby to expanding into 8 different locations within 3 years.
Jadi sebenarnya sih journey perjalanan bisnis ini tuh luar biasa karena dari hanya satu cabang kemudian berkembang menjadi 7 cabang.
So it was during this time as well, actually, that when I first met Deep and Simmer, and this was a time in my life where I was really I got my vision back, right? So this dream of being an entrepreneur came back to life for me.
Nah, di sini juga sebenarnya Nathan pertama kali ketemu Simar dan apa yang terjadi di New Zealand ini kemudian membawa mimpinya Nathan balik. Jadi kan dulu mimpi Nathan saat masih remaja kan pengen jadi pengusaha sukses. Nah, dengan apa yang dialami di sini, mimpi itu hidup lagi. Mimpi menjadi pengusaha sukses itu hidup lagi.
So this is a period of my life where the main focus was really on reinventing myself and figuring out who I really was.
Ini adalah masa yang menurut Nathan adalah masa-masa di mana Nathan tuh menemukan dirinya kembali. Masa-masa kembali menemukan mimpinya apa, goalnya apa, pengen apa dalam hidup.
You can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, I signed up for my first amateur boxing fight. So I started boxing again, and I started doing a lot of the things that I had done in terms of sports and things that when I was younger that really made me feel alive.
Seperti teman-teman bisa lihat di kiri bawah itu Nathan akhirnya sign up ke boxing. Jadi Nathan akhirnya mulai olahraga lagi, melakukan hal yang dulu dia suka lakukan, dan melakukan hal-hal lain yang dulu dia passionate.
So it was also during this time that I was introduced to 2 things in my life, and I actually owe both of these things to William. Nah,
di masa ini juga Nathan itu diperkenalkan dengan 2 hal yang menurut Nathan kemudian menjadi penting dalam hidupnya, dan yang memperkenalkan adalah William, dan sampai saat ini Nathan merasa berhutang kepada William.
So I was introduced to Usana at this time.
Jadi Nathan diperkenalkan kepada Usana.
And I was also introduced to Landmark at this time.
Dan juga saat itu Nathan diperkenalkan kepada Landmark.
And Landmark was a personal and professional development company that worked on personal transformation.
Jadi Landmark adalah sebuah perusahaan yang bergerak di bidang transformasi pribadi. Kalau di sini kayak Asia Work juga ya. Jadi dia ke personal development.
And you can see how interesting it is that Usana's tagline is everything we do helps you love life and live it.
Dan buat Nathan yang menarik adalah tagline-nya Usana kan everything we do helps you love life and live it. Jadi apa yang kami lakukan membantu Anda mencintai hidup dan menghidupinya.
And in Landmark, where you attend these seminars, it's very similar to Asia Works. Their motto was they had a curriculum for living, and what they wanted to teach you was to live the life you love and to love the life you live.
Nah, kemudian di Landmark sendiri, kalau di Usana ini kan Usana membantu kita mencintai hidup dan menghidupinya. Sementara di Landmark itu, yang dilakukan oleh Landmark adalah Landmark ingin orang-orang itu menghidupi kehidupan yang dicintai dan mencintai kehidupan yang dihidupi. Jadi agak-agak.
So there I was in my life. I was reinventing myself and really looking for who I was. And I found these two incredible influences with Usana and Landmark. And I really felt like I was, and I had, the businesses in Megan were growing. And I just felt like everything was going so well in my life.
Jadi di sini Nathan merasa bersyukur sekali karena saat itu dikenalkan dengan dua hal yang punya value sama, dan secara overall kehidupan Nathan tuh berjalan sangat baik.
But also at around this time, we started having some struggles with the wellness clinics, and in particular my relationship with the founder, Mike, who was a friend of mine from high school.
Nah, tapi pada saat yang ini juga Nathan mulai merasakan ada kesulitan di bisnisnya berhubungan dengan salah satu founder klinik ini yang adalah teman baik Nathan.
And this is when I started learning about some of the really struggles that come with being a traditional business owner. I was working 363 days a year, so only 2 days off.
Jadi di sini akhirnya Nathan baru mulai merasakan nih susahnya punya bisnis tradisional, di mana Nathan saat itu dalam setahun tuh kerja 363 hari. Di dalam setahun tuh Nathan cuman libur 2 hari.
So I was working like 60-70 hours a week, and really my health and well-being started to decline a little bit.
Nah, karena Nathan kecapean, Nathan kemudian juga merasa bahwa kesehatannya agak menurun saking kerja terus.
So this was about the time. This is actually when I met Deep and Simmer as well.
Nah, ini waktunya kira-kira bersamaan dengan Nathan ketemu Simar.
And they also joined in the Usana business, which was very exciting.
Dan mereka juga join di Usana, dan itu sangat exciting.
So, everything, seemed to be going pretty well in my life, and then another tragedy struck.
Saat semuanya terasa baik-baik aja, tragedi lain terjadi.
So what happened was I went home to attend my brother's wedding in America.
Jadi Nathan tuh yang terjadi adalah Nathan pulang kampung nih karena kakaknya menikah.
And while I was in New Zealand, sort of exploring myself and really finding my new beginning, I also hadn't been home in I hadn't been home in a really long time, like 3 or 4 years.
Nah, jadi sebenarnya saat Nathan ke New Zealand itu kan Nathan lagi memulai hidup baru. Nathan juga nggak pulang tuh selama 4 tahun itu.
So there was no way that I was gonna miss my younger brother's wedding.
Jadi Nathan juga mikir, nggak mungkin nih gue kalau nggak datang ke kawinan adik gue.
So remember, at this time, we had multiple businesses. The Megan businesses were just starting to grow, and they were really reliant on me as the business owner to be in the business and working on it.
Jadi seperti halnya bisnis tradisional, bisnisnya itu kan berjalan sangat tergantung pada pemiliknya ya.
And right around the time when it was time to go back to America, I overstayed my visa by about a week.
Nah, saat Nathan pulang kampung ini, Nathan tuh overstay, jadi dia tuh kelamaan, dia kelebihan kira-kira seminggu.
So anyway, long story short is my immigration advisor told me no problem, everything will be fine. When you wanna come back to New Zealand, you have to go through Australia, and then if they give you a hard time, just give me a call and I'll get you back in.
Nah, saat itu sih petugas imigrasi yang Nathan hubungi bilang, oh nggak masalah kok, kalau mau balik lagi ke New Zealand tinggal nanti datang aja lewat Australia, terus baru ke New Zealand. Pokoknya tenang, kamu telepon saya aja.
Well, what happened was after the wedding, it was, we had a beautiful wedding. It was an amazing experience to reconnect with my brother and my family. And when I was getting ready to go back to New Zealand, they wouldn't let me leave America.
Nah, tapi ya, karena petugas imigrasi yang ngomong gitu, akhirnya Nathan santai-santai dong, santai-santai meluangkan waktu sama keluarganya, sama kakaknya. Tapi saat Nathan mau balik ke New Zealand, Nathan ditahan, nggak boleh keluar Amerika.
So here I was, I'm in America, and I can't get back to New Zealand where my businesses are, and so I had to reapply for my visa, go through this whole process again. Anyway, while I was going through that process, two of the businesses that I owned personally failed.
Nah, jadi akhirnya karena Nathan nggak bisa balik ke New Zealand, bisnisnya tuh mulai berguguran.
So I learned again another really difficult lesson as a traditional business owner who's an owner operator, which means you own it and you also work in the business. If you have a business that relies on you and you can't work, then the business fails.
Nah, ini juga kemudian salah satu pelajaran yang Nathan dapat lagi di bisnis tradisional. Kalau kita punya bisnis yang bisnisnya cuma tergantung pada Anda, maka bisnisnya akan gampang sekali kemudian hancur atau gagal.
So I had one more of the businesses that was still open, and my job to help run the franchise in New Zealand, and I didn't know what to do. And, luckily I had Simmer that was, advising me, at this time. And she's the one that said to me, Nathan, you've been doing Usana for part-time for 2 years, and you love Usana, you love coaching people, you love Usana, and why not just let it go? Let the businesses go, and you have Usana to fall back on. So why not do Usana full time?
Nah, jadi saat itu tuh tinggal bisnisnya tinggal satu yang masih jalan. Nathan udah frustasi banget. Nah, untungnya Simar yang ngasih semangat Nathan, dan Simar ngingetin Nathan, kamu kan punya bisnis Usana, dan kamu udah 2 tahun pakai produknya dan suka produknya, dan kamu juga sebenarnya suka coaching people. Kenapa enggak? Ya udah, yang udah bangkrut let go, terus kita bangun Usana aja.
So this was the third time in my life where I had poured my heart into soul into starting something, and it fell apart.
Nah, jadi kan sebenarnya ini ketiga kalinya Nathan kayak kehilangan sesuatu yang sepenuh hati dia bangun.
But now when I look back on it, the first 2 times really helped me mentally prepare for the third time. And the third time, one of the big differences was because of Usana, I had William, and I had Regina, and I had Deep, and I had Simmer, and I had a really group of really positive people around me that support system. And so I was able to I was able to really get up quickly after this third knockdown.
Nah, jadi sebenarnya kegagalan yang pertama, kedua juga udah ngasih pelajaran sih ke Nathan. Cuman bedanya dengan yang ketiga adalah di kegagalan yang ketiga ini Nathan tuh punya support system yang solid. Jadi udah ada Simar, terus juga ada Regina, ada William. Jadi di sini itu Nathan itu bangkitnya itu cepat karena ada support system.
And this is when I learned one of the most important lessons that I've learned in my life, and that is sometimes things need to fall apart in order to make way for new things.
Jadi satu pelajaran besar yang Nathan bisa dapat dari sini adalah kadang-kadang kita memang harus jatuh untuk bisa bangun dan lebih kuat lagi.
So what happened was I had decided that I hadn't quite made the decision yet, but I was really thinking about, just letting the old businesses go and then just doing Usana full time. And what happened was we went to the international convention. I'll show you some pictures here in a minute of the international convention. And it had such an impact on me. It literally blew my mind. And after that convention is when we drove to the Grand Canyon, and you can see here that I proposed to Simmer at sunset at the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Nah, jadi sebenarnya saat ini tuh Nathan udah kepikiran sih, ya udahlah give up aja bisnis tradisionalnya, give up aja bisnis tradisionalnya dan jalanin Usana, tapi kayak masih kepikiran doang. Sampai Nathan akhirnya pergi ke convention, international convention, nanti Nathan akan share foto-fotonya, dan convention itu tuh kasih impact yang besar banget sama Nathan, apalagi setelah selesai convention, Nathan jalan-jalan ke Grand Canyon, dan Nathan tuh ngelamar Simar di saat sunset.
And this is how I learned that sometimes there's a plan for us that we can't see.
Nah, di sini Nathan belajar bahwa kadang-kadang ada rencana untuk kita yang kita nggak tahu.
Because when I was working with the wellness clinics in New Zealand, like I told you, I was working 363 days a year. I was working 70 hours a week. The businesses could not run without me. And so I was trapped in those businesses. And I probably never Sorry, we just need to do something.
Oke, jadi kata Nathan, dulu ketika dia masih kerja 363 hari setahun, kerja 70 jam seminggu, di mana kayaknya dia tuh bisnisnya nggak bisa jalan tanpa dia, ngerasa trap dan sebenarnya nggak kepikiran.
So there's a really good chance that I never would have gotten around to getting married, because my family's in America, Simmer's family's in India, we were living in New Zealand, and I was working all of the time. And I didn't see any possible way that we could make it work in terms of getting married.
Nah, jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya di sini gambarnya indah banget. Jadi saat itu seandainya mereka tetap di New Zealand, Nathan mungkin nggak akan kepikiran untuk melamar Simar karena Nathan nggak kebayang gimana ngejalaninnya. Dia kerja 363 hari setahun, keluarganya Nathan di Amerika, keluarga Simar di India. Nah, ini yang tadi Nathan bilang bahwa kadang-kadang kita nggak tahu kalau ada rencana buat kita.
And because I was stuck in America, and it really made it possible for us to get married. And that's why I say some things, sometimes really need to fall apart in order to make way for better things.
Nah, ini yang mungkin nggak akan kebayang akan terjadi seandainya Nathan nggak ke Amerika. Jadi itu kenapa Nathan tuh percaya bahwa kadang-kadang sesuatu tuh harus ambiar dulu untuk menciptakan sesuatu yang lebih bagus dari yang sebelumnya.
So this was right before the proposing to Simmer at the Grand Canyon, we went to the international convention, and it was literally one of the best experiences of my life.
Nah, Nathan tuh, sebelum Nathan ngelamar Cimar, ini yang mereka lakukan. Mereka pergi ke International Convention, yang menurut Nathan adalah salah satu hal terbaik dalam hidupnya.
So you can
this is
see
Jeremy
that.
Stansfield.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you see the top right-hand corner as well?
Top right, yeah.
The top right-hand corner, that's Jordan Kemper, who
Wow.
recently retired from Usana, but he was a huge influence on me when we first started. So I met Jeremy Stansfield, I met Jordan Kemper. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, that insane person that was my little brother. And, this was, he decided to join my Usana business. So, I got to meet two of my biggest idols. My little brother was doing the business with me, and me, Deep, and Simmer, we were recognized on stage in front of 15,000 people for becoming the newest silver directors, and it was really an amazing experience.
Jadi ini nih saat yang buat Nathan tuh wow banget, karena semuanya tuh kayaknya sempurna. Jadi di sini Nathan ketemu dua idolanya, Jeremy Stansfield. Ini gambarnya di sebelah kiri, tengah yang pakai jas. Terus di kanan atas ada Jordan Kemper, salah satu yang juga menjadi pengaruh besar buat Nathan. Dan saat itu Nathan sama Simar juga direkognisi sebagai silver director baru. Jadi tuh semuanya kayaknya perfect. Oh, terus ada adiknya Nathan juga yang akhirnya join Usana.
This is why international convention, the Asia Pacific convention, this is why conventions are so important, because they can literally change your life.
Jadi ini yang menurut Nathan kenapa pergi ke convention itu penting banget, karena benar-benar bisa buka mata dan ngerubah hidup banget.
I'll never forget when I was in the middle of the stage listening to Jordan Kemper to speak. And at some moment during that speech, I decided I'm going to be that guy.
Jadi Nathan tuh nggak bisa ngelupain momen di mana Jordan Kemper tuh ngomong di stage, dan saat itu Nathan memutuskan bahwa saya satu saat akan ada di stage itu.
So this is where Usana really came in and was a lifesaver for me. I decided, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Nah, ini tuh kayak Usana tuh kemudian kayak jadi penyelamat hidupnya Nathan, karena Nathan kemudian memutuskan, oke, ini dia, saya akan jalanin Usana.
So something else very exciting happened at this international convention.
Nah, ada hal lain yang menarik juga yang terjadi di convention ini.
They announced that the newest market for Usana was going to be Indonesia.
Jadi mereka tuh ngumumin, jadi pas di convention ini mereka ngumumin negara-negara baru mana yang akan dibuka Usana, dan itu adalah Indonesia.
And I just knew, it's one of those moments where you just kind of feel the divine intuition. I just knew this is it. Regina was from Indonesia. It was the newest market. I just felt like this is my future, and that's the time when I said to Deep and Simmer, look, I don't know why, but I want you guys to quit your jobs as teachers, and I want you to trust me, and we need to go to Indonesia and let's do Usana full time.
Nah, jadi saat itu diumumkan tuh Nathan kayak dapat divine intervention gitu, kayak dia tahu bahwa ini adalah masa depan saya, karena Nathan ngelihat bahwa Regina dari Indonesia, terus Indonesia negara terbaru yang Usana akan buka. Sampai Nathan tuh bilang sama Simar sama Deep, gue nggak tahu ya, tapi gue pengen kalian berhenti ngajar dan percaya sama saya, dan kita pindah ke Indonesia dan jalanin Usana di Indonesia.
So the next thing is it's about a year that went by, and Deep and Simmer actually went back to New Zealand, but I couldn't get back in, right? So I stayed in the US, And that's when we planned our wedding. From the day that Simmer and I got engaged to the day that we got married, we spent an entire year
Oh my
separated.
God, it's like lockdown.
Yeah.
Jadi jadi dari sebenarnya tuh dari Nathan ngelamar Simar sampai akhirnya menikah tuh jaraknya setahun, dan saat setahun itu Nathan di Amerika karena nggak bisa ke New Zealand dan Simar di New Zealand. Tapi akhirnya setahun kemudian pernikahannya dilakukan.
But this is the power of a decision, right? Because Deep and Simmer decided, okay, we're going to trust Dr. Myron Wentz's vision. I decided, we're gonna trust the vision, and because of that, they retired from teaching, and that made it possible for them to come and spend a couple of months with my family in America and get to know my family. They had never met Simmer before, and so they decided to come and spend time with my family, and we got married in America.
Nah, tapi yang kemudian mengizinkan semua hal ini terjadi adalah karena Simar dan Deep itu percaya sama visionnya Dr. Myron Wentz. Jadi akhirnya mereka beneran berhenti kerja, dan karena berhenti kerja itulah mereka kemudian bisa meluangkan waktu beberapa bulan di Amerika sebelum Simar akhirnya menikah. Karena kan sebenarnya kan keluarganya Nathan belum terlalu mengenal Simar. Jadi kalau nggak karena Usana, kalau nggak karena mereka berhenti kerja, nggak mungkin juga ini terjadi. Jadi Usana tuh kayak di sini udah ngasih lihat banget bahwa Usana memberikan kebebasan waktu buat Simar untuk meluangkan waktu beberapa bulan sebelum menikah.
You can see there that Simmer and I are drinking the Rev 3s at our
Rev
wedding.
3. Jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, biasanya kan orang kalau nikah cheers-nya champagne atau wine. Ini Simar sama Nathan cheers-nya itu pakai Rev 3.
And it's great. It's really great, right? Because this is our wedding, and I really owe a lot of my sobriety, and because I wasn't drinking anymore at this time, and I really owe a lot of that to Simmer. She's really been an amazing impact on my life in that way. So at my wedding, no alcohol, only Rev 3.
Oh, jadi ini juga kayak salah satu cara Nathan untuk ngasih tahu teman-temannya bahwa saya nggak minum lagi, karena setelah kenal Simar itu ngasih impact yang sangat baik banget dan benar-benar dampingin Nathan untuk tetap menjalani hidup yang udah dia kayak mau berhenti dari alkohol gitu. Jadi Simar yang bikin Nathan tuh bisa benar-benar berhenti minum. Jadi ini kayak kata Nathan, di pernikahan ini nggak ada alkohol ya, yang ada cuma Rev 3.
So here's phase 2 is because Deep and Simmer are now retired from teaching, right? The next stage was to go to India, and I spent a couple of months in India hanging out with her family and traveling around, and my whole immediate family flew all the way to India, and we had the most amazing experience in India, 5-day wedding, total party, and just had a really amazing experience.
Nah, karena Deep dan Simar udah berhenti kerja, akhirnya juga mereka setelah melakukan pernikahan di Amerika bisa ke India, dan kali ini gantian Nathan yang tinggal beberapa bulan di India untuk kenal keluarganya Simar. Lagi-lagi ini mungkin terjadi karena mereka sudah tidak di bisnis tradisional dan sudah tidak kerja kantoran lagi. Jadi Usana memungkinkan ini terjadi.
So after this, so that's about 6 months. Excuse me, that's about 6 months in total for the American wedding, Indian wedding, and then Simmer and I went to Seychelles for our honeymoon.
Nah, jadi waktunya tuh kira-kira 6 bulan. Jadi 3 bulan di Amerika, 3 bulan di India. Begitu Simar dan Nathan bulan madu ke Pulau Seychelles.
So it was about a year that we didn't work at all, and all of this was made possible because of the residual income that happens in Usana.
Nah, ini kira-kira totalnya itu 1 tahun. Mereka tuh beneran cuman traveling dan gak kerja, dan ini mungkin karena saat itu mereka sudah punya residual income dari Usana.
So in 2016, there was the launch of Usana into Indonesia.
Nah, 2016 launching Usana Indonesia.
So you can see on the right-hand side there is a young and slim
Daniel Clark.
Mr. Daniel Clark leading a health and freedom presentation in the office.
Nah, jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, di sebelah kanan ini salah satu coach kita, Mr. Daniel Clark. One day we're gonna ask him to share his story ya.
Yeah, very soon. In the middle there is me and Simmer right in front of the Usana office sign there, right in the middle. On the left-hand side there is one of the first health and freedom presentations ever held in the office was Regina and I in the office there. And at the bottom, the first grand launch for Usana in Indonesia, you can see the tiny little STI team that we had growing.
In the middle, this is STI?
Yeah, in the middle, in the bottom middle there.
Oke. Nah, jadi teman-teman bisa lihat ya, kan ini ada Daniel Clark di kanan, terus di tengah ada Simar, William, dan Nathan. Lalu di kiri ini presentasi Health and Freedom pertama di Indonesia dilakukan oleh Ibu Regina dan Nathan. Waktu itu kalau nggak salah Dr. Mira juga share, ini adalah presentasi yang dia datengin. Terus di tengah ini adalah tim STI pertama nih di Indonesia.
So at that time, actually, we weren't STI Unleashed. We wanted to start our own team, but we hadn't really worked it out yet, and we were thinking about the Unleashed International as a potential name. And then Bill and Jenny came to visit us in Indonesia, and that's when we decided that we never wanted to get rid of our STI family. And so that's when we got rid of the Unleashed International, and we decided, okay, we're just going to follow Bill and Jenny, and STI Unleashed Indonesia was born.
Nah, jadi awalnya tuh kayak mereka pengen bikin tim sendiri, namanya Unleashed International. Tapi saat Bill and Jen datang, jadi Bill and Jen Huang adalah salah satu leader di STI. Ketika Bill and Jen datang ke Indonesia, akhirnya mereka sadar, oh enggak, kita nggak mau buang nama STI ya, kita tetap mau pakai nama STI. Jadi kemudian yang dipakai adalah STI Unleashed. Jadi tetap STI, sukses tim internasional, seperti yang didirikan oleh Jeremy Stansfield, tapi terus di belakangnya pakai nama Unleashed.
And you can see the two pictures in the bottom right-hand corner were us at the Asia Pacific Convention in the first year that Indonesia was there. And you can see that the picture in the bottom middle is Dr. Wentz with all of the associates from Usana Indonesia. So me and Deep and Simmer and William and Regina, and you can see Hendra and Myra are there. So that was when Indonesia first launched for Usana. We all got a picture with Dr. Wentz. Amazing experience.
Nah, jadi ini di bawah kanan itu adalah tim SCI Unleashed di convention, tapi yang di tengah ini adalah Dr. Maren Wentz dengan seluruh associate Indonesia.
And then the top right-hand corner there, you can see is me and William and Bill and Jenny when we went to the Dr. Oz show in New York.
Nah, jadi yang tengah atas ini adalah tim STI saat datang ke acaranya Dr. Oz.
And the bottom left-hand corner there, that's just me and Simmer and her brother Daman, who had also joined who had come from India to Indonesia to join with us. And this was right after the launch of Indonesia. We went to the international convention again, and at the end of the convention, you can see the leaders, Dr. Oz on the stage behind us with Dr. Wentz, and that was just a huge celebration, amazing experience.
Nah, kalau yang di bawah ini adalah Simar dan adiknya. Ini convention, mereka akhirnya ke convention lagi, Nah, teman-teman bisa lihat kalau di Zoom, di belakangnya adalah Dr. Oz dan Dr. Maren Wens.
And then STI grew up. William and Regina went Ruby director. This is when I met Ibu Mia and Eva joined the team there, and we started spreading out to the different cities and in Usana, and we really started growing up.
Nah, ini di masa di mana STI itu benar-benar tumbuh dan berkembang. Jadi di kanan itu ada saya dan Mbak Eva, biasa coaching mingguan. Terus William dan Regina jadi Ruby Director. Terus makin tahun setiap datang ke convention timnya makin besar. Terus STI Semarang juga berkembang. Intinya ini adalah tahun-tahun di mana STI itu benar-benar tumbuh.
And that bottom left-hand corner there was the first STI Unleashed party that we had. It's when we decided, okay, we got to start having parties for our team every year. That was the first party.
Nah, jadi di bawah kiri ini adalah STI dinner pertama. Saat mereka memutuskan, oke, kita harus punya STI dinner nih, kita harus punya STI party.
And then very soon after that, I finally went gold, and I got my leadership summit to Korea, which was amazing.
Nah, nggak lama setelah itu, akhirnya Nathan gold. Ini adalah rekognisi di Amerika. Ketika Nathan jadi gold, terus Nathan juga dapat leadership summit ke Korea.
And you can see in the bottom picture there, Hendra and Ratna, who are also, they used to be STI, they started their own team, but Joni and also Hendra and Imelda, they did the leader story a couple of weeks ago. This is when I started really building a lot of relationships with the other Indonesian leaders, and everybody in that picture is now either gold or ruby.
Nah, ini di sini teman-teman bisa lihat di bawah tengah ada Pak Hendra Senjaya dan Ibu Imelda yang pernah sharing story-nya di Leader Story juga. Terus ada Hendra Ratna juga, mereka juga adalah STI di Bali. Terus ada Bapak John Adli. Terus di sini akhirnya Nathan tuh mulai menjalin hubungan lah dengan leader-leader lain di Indonesia.
And that's one of the things that's so unique and so wonderful and amazing about Usana is just they don't even have to be an STI, right? Just the relationships that you build with the other cross-line leaders and the other leaders that are in Usana just become really special relationships.
Nah, ini juga adalah salah satu keindahan bisnis Usana. Kita nggak perlu ada di satu tim, tapi kita tetap bisa punya hubungan yang bagus. Ini juga saya rasakan kayak persahabatannya William Regina dengan Dr. Mira dan Dr. Hendra gitu. Jadi Usana tuh emang MLM, tapi nggak MLM, kulturnya beda.
So after that, STI very quickly became the fastest growing team. We became #1 in Indonesia. You can see me and William with Pak Charles there in the middle doing the satute.
Nah, jadi 2 tahun ini STI itu adalah tim yang terbesar dan paling cepat perkembangannya di Indonesia. Jadi di bawah tengah ini adalah STI, terus ini juga yang di kanan bawah, di kiri kanan bawah itu tim STI yang tahun lalu ke Bali. Terus ini juga ada William, Charles, Nathan bikin satu T. Yang kiri ini convention di Singapura. The left above is when we were in Singapore, ya?
Yeah, that was the STI
APC.
dinner.
Yeah, STI dinner.
Yeah, at the APC convention. And then the right-hand side was the APC as well. That was a picture of William and Regina right after they came off stage after getting the Ruby director.
Ya, jadi ini yang kanan atas Ibu Regina dan Coach William setelah terima rekognisi Ruby.
And the one below that is our STI family that went to the Asia Pacific Convention in Singapore as well.
Ya, nah ini yang biru tengah ini seluruh STI ini gabung sama New Zealand kalau nggak salah.
And I remember, I don't know if you remember, Mia, but this is right after this picture is when,
Di share.
yeah, we shared, and that's when the Alessandro got the news about his brother passing,
Brother. Yeah.
and he really, that's when he really made a decision that Usana was also going to be his future, and that was a real turning point for him in his career as well.
Nah, jadi di bawah ini nih, yang bawah tengah, ini sesudah EPC, kita ngumpul, terus masing-masing sharing kenapa join Usana, why-nya di Usana apa, dan saat itu Alessandro, salah satu tim saya, itu dapat kabar kalau kakaknya tuh meninggal dunia. Jadi ini emosional banget buat Alessandro, dan bikin dia connected banget bahwa saya tuh bisa nolong dan mengubah hidup orang. Jadi kalau nggak salah di situ dia kemudian memutuskan saya akan seriusin Usana, bahkan sampai dia mengambil kuliah nutrisi sekarang di Switzerland.
So the bottom left-hand corner is the grand celebration 2 years ago, and then on the bottom right-hand corner is the Achievers Circle in Bali that me and Jen and Enga and Opik and Henny and William and Regina and Dewi, we all went on the trip together in Bali. It was really amazing experience.
Nah, yang di kiri bawah ini Grand Celebration Usana tahun lalu. Sementara yang di kanan adalah saat tim SCI dapat incentive trip di Bali.
You can see Rose is in there as well in the bottom with the hat on.
Yeah.
So amazing trip.
Jadi ini adalah beberapa momen di mana STI pergi ke trip.
And then from there, we just keep growing. This is the trip to America when we went to the manufacturing facility, me and Jemima in the top left-hand corner there in America. And you see in the bottom left-hand corner, we got the amazing Wendy joined the team. So, obviously the Zata and Mia in the top right-hand corner there. So the STI family just keeps growing and growing.
Nah, jadi ini teman-teman bisa lihat ya, yang di kiri atas tuh Jemima, dia Usana Personal Trainer of the Year, dan pernah jadi pembicara di Grand Celebration, dan juga ada di Convention. Di tengah, ini saat kita mengunjungi manufacturing Usana, terus kiri bawah waktu Widi join, kanan atas Mbak Zata mulai join, terus di kanan bawah ini saat kita kemarin dikirim ke Filipina oleh kantor, ada timnya Pak Sam, juga Pak Suwanto.
Yeah, so you can see here as the story goes on, it becomes less and less about me as an individual and more about the STI family. And now really our main focus is growing the STI family, making sure that we have, the systems and the processes in place to make sure if something like this, like coronavirus happens, that we still have a strong foundation, so that even if I'm in America, we can make sure that the STI flag still keeps waving, and we are able to take care of, all of our STI family, regardless of where they are in the world.
Nah, jadi teman-teman bisa lihat bahwa semakin kesini journey itu menjadi kurang personal dan lebih tim, karena memang sekarang fokus Nathan adalah bagaimana mendampingi tim STI supaya masing-masing dari kita tuh bisa berkembang dan tumbuh. Kayak memastikan bahwa support sistemnya tuh ada, sehingga nggak masalah sekarang Nathan ada di mana atau teman-teman ada di mana, tapi semuanya tetap bisa berjalan. Jadi intinya pengen bikin STI ini solid, sehingga mau ada lockdown, mau ada harus kerja dari rumah, kita tuh tetap bisa berkembang dan menjalankan bisnis kita.
So this was me sharing my my story at the last millennial event, and I just wanted to sort of wrap up with this, because this is really one of the first times where I started sharing with people more openly about my own personal struggles, with alcohol and with a lot of the difficulties that I had, you know, when I was growing up, and didn't make good decisions, didn't have mentors, and you know, this is the first time when I started sharing my story with other people.
Nah, di kiri ini adalah gambar saat Nathan menjadi pembicara di acara Millennial Hangout. Ini adalah masa pertama Nathan tuh akhirnya secara terbuka sharing journey-nya dia.
And always remember that whatever difficulties that you've had in your own life, or right, or whatever struggles that you're having now, these are the things that provide you the strength that you need for the future.
Jadi Nathan tuh pengen kita semua ingat bahwa apapun persoalan atau kesulitan yang kita hadapi sekarang, itu nanti yang akan bikin kita jadi lebih kuat menghadapi apapun di masa depan.
And you can see the sign in the back there, right? It says you only fail when you stop trying.
Nah, teman-teman bisa lihat ya, ada tanda di gambar di kiri, kamu akan gagal hanya kalau kamu berhenti.
So some of the best advice that I ever had was that whenever you feel like giving up, whenever you feel like quitting, go back and remember why you started, right? Go back and reflect on how much you've learned in your journey, the people that you've met, the things that the growth that you've had, and really get present to, you know, that for yourself. That's why stories are so important.
Jadi Nathan tuh selalu mengingat satu hal ini. Jadi setiap saat kita mau berhenti, kita kembali lagi deh ke awal. Kenapa kita mulai ini? Jadi biasanya itu yang bikin Nathan nggak berhenti.
And I'll sort of end with this, right? Brene Brown is a personal hero of mine. She wrote a book called The Power of Vulnerability. She wrote a book called Daring Greatly. She wrote a book called The Gifts of Imperfection. And when I was going through really dark times in my own life, she was someone that was a huge guiding light for me.
Jadi Nathan akan share beberapa quote, salah satunya dari Brene Brown, salah satu penulis favorit Nathan. Jadi buku yang ada beberapa buku yang udah pernah ditulis, salah satunya adalah The Power of Vulnerability, kekuatan menjadi vulnerable. Jadi dia bilang, mengakui kisah hidup Anda adalah hal paling terberani yang pernah akan Anda lakukan.
Yeah, just go on. I don't know if you guys know what TED Talks are, but she has the most viewed TED Talk in history on the power of vulnerability.
Nah, jadi mungkin teman-teman bisa cari di YouTube, search. Jadi Brene Brown adalah salah satu pembicara TED Talks yang paling banyak di view videonya. Saya ingat banget. I remember, I think in the second or third coaching when you asked me to dig on my why and I refused to become vulnerable, you asked me to watch this video. Jadi waktu itu tuh Nathan lagi coaching saya. Jadi beberapa coaching pertama kan paling kayak goalnya apa. Terus suatu saat sampai di satu sesi di mana Nathan tuh pengen saya ngegali why saya sih apa sih. Tapi saya tuh nggak bisa going deeper karena kan kita baru kenal. Jadi saya nggak mau terbuka. Jadi sampai akhirnya Nathan gali sampai saya nangis. Terus kata Nathan, iya, itu story kamu yang bisa bikin kamu terkoneksi sama orang. Terus saya ingat banget jawaban saya ke Nathan adalah, gue nggak pengen semua orang tahu kisah gue yang ini. Kenapa? Karena selama ini tuh orang ngelihat gue tuh kuat. Saya tuh kuat, bisa survive dengan 4 anak. Saya nggak mau kalau saya kayak gini nanti kelihatan lemah. Terus kata Nathan, enggak, itu bukan kelihatan lemah. Justru dengan jadi vulnerable itu kamu akan menjadi kuat dan orang bisa jadi connect. Kalau kamu cuma mencitrakan diri sebagai orang yang kuat, nanti orang-orang bilang, oh kamu bisa karena kamu kuat. Tapi kalau orang tahu bahwa sebelum jadi kuat kamu juga pernah seperti ini, orang bisa connect dan punya harapan. Gitu. Jadi akhirnya Nathan kasih saya PR untuk nonton video itu, The Power of Vulnerability. Jadi buat teman-teman, kadang-kadang memang ketika kita sharing cerita kita jaim, nggak pengen kelihatan kita lemah, pernah gagal, pernah jatuh, salah. Jadi justru ketika orang-orang tahu bahwa kita pernah jatuh dan gagal dan sekarang mau mulai lagi, orang bisa respect dan orang juga akan berpikir, oh kalau dia aja pernah gagal dan mau nyoba lagi, mungkin saya juga bisa ya, kayak gitu. Sorry, I give a little bit of what happened with me and you that makes me realize that it is actually when I'm being vulnerable, then people can connect and might actually follow me.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I want to end with, is that Brene Brown is the one that taught me that owning your story is the bravest thing that you'll ever do.
Ya, jadi kata Nathan emang kuncinya itu. Jadi kuncinya adalah kita nggak usah jaim, kita ceritain aja kisah kita setelanjang-telanjangnya, karena itu adalah hal terberani yang mungkin orang pernah bisa lakukan.
So before that, I used to feel like, oh, if people knew about my drinking problem, or the problems that I used to have, or my failed businesses, like if they knew about those things, that they wouldn't, they wouldn't look up to me, or they wouldn't think that I was amazing, or whatever story that I had about that.
Jadi sebelum ini tuh Nathan tuh selalu kayak gitu, gue nggak mau cerita, sama kayak saya tadi, gue nggak mau cerita kalau gue pernah gagal, kan malu, kalau gue pernah gagal mana orang percaya kalau nanti gue kasih tahu lagi gitu. Tapi sekarang Nathan nggak berpikir kayak gitu lagi.
But the reality is, if you have this image of perfection, or you only put forth the best things about you all the time, it's like these people that you see on Instagram, right? If it's perfection, then people can't relate to it. And what I finally learned was, when I shared my struggle, when I shared my imperfections and my own pain, then people immediately can connect with that, and they can start relating to me as a human being.
Nah, disinilah Nathan sadar bahwa sama kayak yang dilakukan oleh selebgram yang cuman posting foto-foto yang cantik dan indah, yang sempurna, itu memang bagus, tapi itu nggak bikin orang, mungkin orang akan mengagumi aja, tapi orang nggak terinspirasi untuk menjadi seperti dia, karena dia kan emang selebgram itu. Tapi justru ketika kita share perjuangan kita untuk menjadi kita yang sekarang, itu yang kemudian bikin orang berpikir bahwa oh, semua orang bisa.
So don't run from your past. Don't hide from your past. When you own your story, that's where your power comes from. And when you have the courage and the power and the vulnerability to share with people about your messy imperfections, this is your greatest power.
Jadi sebenarnya kita nggak perlu nutup-nutupin masa lalu, kita nggak perlu lari dari masa lalu. Justru ketika kita mengakui dan share masa lalu kita, orang akan jadi lihat bagaimana kita bisa bangkit dan menjadi kita yang sekarang.
And after you accept yourself exactly the way that you are, with all the nasty bits and everything included, right? All the good and the bad. When you accept yourself exactly the way that you are, then at any given moment, you have the power to say that this is not how my story is going to end. And you now have the ability to rewrite your future because you've accepted your past.
Nah, ini powerful banget ya teman-teman. Jadi Nathan bilang, hanya saat kita bisa menerima masa lalu kita, saat itulah kita punya kekuatan untuk bilang kisahnya nggak akan berakhir kayak gini. Saat itu kita bisa bilang bahwa kisahnya nggak akan berakhir kayak gini, kisahnya akan berakhir seperti yang saya inginkan.
Because anything that you run away from, or anything that you hide from, you're a prisoner to. It owns you. But as soon as you accept it, now you're free.
Jadi sebenarnya kuncinya adalah apapun yang kita tutup-tutupi atau sembunyikan, sebenarnya kita juga terpenjara di situ. Tapi ketika kita sudah menerima itu sebagai bagian dari kita, maka kita bebas dari sana.
So you are the author of your own story, right? And the only person that you are destined to become is the person that you decide to be.
Bang. I just took a screenshot. Jadi, kamu adalah penulis dari kisah hidupmu. Satu-satunya orang, seseorang yang kamu ditakdirkan menjadi adalah seseorang yang kamu inginkan menjadi. Jadi takdir itu ada di tangan kita sendiri.
So thank you for listening to my story. I love you all. I want to acknowledge everybody that's on this call, and just thank all of you for being part of my story and coming and listening to my story today. And I really encourage you all to start developing your own story now.
Nah, jadi Nathan bilang terima kasih buat teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini dan mendengarkan kisahnya Nathan. Jadi Nathan mau mengapresiasi kita semua yang ada di sini. Nah, sebelum ditutup, mungkin teman-teman yang ada pertanyaan bisa unmute dan ngomong, atau kalau malu bisa catat di chat, nanti saya bacain, tapi sementara belum ada, saya mau tanya pertanyaan standar yang biasanya ditanyain ke leader yang udah sharing. So Nathan, you have shared your story in your entrepreneurship journey, from failing and then you thrive and become success in Usana. Mm-hmm. But I see that you didn't actually, when you joined Usana, you didn't actually start doing Usana. So my question is, if you have to start again tomorrow, join Usana business, knowing what you have known till now so far, what would you do first?
Oh, that's great. I've asked this question so many times to other people.
Yeah.
If I look back at my own journey, I got my PPS really quickly, right away. And then really, I didn't do much for a long time after that. And I remember very clearly, actually, one time, there's a guy named James Liu, who is William and Regina's upline, actually, in the business. He said to me one day, Nathan, what if you just go around in the neighborhood and introduce yourself to all the business owners in the community where one of my clinics was? And when he first said that to me, I literally thought that there was something mentally wrong with this person. I'm like, why would I ever do that? That sounds like the most insane thing that anybody has ever said to me. But when I think about what we've done in Indonesia and who I am now, that is the first thing if I had to go back and give myself advice at that time, I would have just followed his advice. I would have been coachable in that moment, and I would have gone around and introduced myself to every single person that was in the business complex where I was working. So I would have connected with people much, much sooner.
Nah, jadi jawabannya Nathan adalah, sebenarnya Nathan tuh pas join Usana jadi PPPS, cepat. Tapi setelah itu dia nggak ngapa-ngapain. Sampai James Liu, sponsornya William dan Regina, bilang, Nathan, kamu kenapa nggak keliling komplek ini aja? Terus kenalin diri kamu ke semua orang dan share tentang Usana. Saat itu tuh yang ada di kepala Nathan adalah, nih orang gila nih, gitu. Ngapain juga gue keliling komplek dan kenalin diri sebagai Usana Associate gitu, sharing Usana. Tapi kalau sekarang Nathan ngelihat itu lagi, sebenarnya Nathan akan say yes dan melakukan itu. Karena dengan gitu dia akan bisa terkoneksi dengan lebih banyak orang dan lebih cepat. kayak gitu.
So yeah,
Nah,
I just would have gone
I
faster.
I remember you also told me that to introduce Usana to all my family, and I said, "Are you crazy? Do you want me to be? Do you want my family to block my number?" I remember that was my answer. And then the second question is, can you share with us your most challenging moment so far?
Well, I mean, I've shared with you my most challenging moments in life for sure. Um, but I think in terms of since I've been in
Usana.
USANA,
Mhm.
um, I've had three, I think, really challenging times. And the first one is when I showed you the pictures of my little brother, right, when we were at convention, and he was like so excited and brand new to USANA, really excited. And I was new really at that time at building my own team, and he quit after that. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that my own personal leadership just wasn't very strong at that time, and I knew it. And it meant a lot to me that he was in the business. And it hit me hard when he left. And then
Okay.
that whole leg that I had built in America, when I was here for that time, when Simmer was in New Zealand and I was in the US by myself, I built like a whole team. um, that whole team just fell apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you reconnect with them now that you're in America?
Yeah, I have actually. I've reconnected with about five or six of the people since I've been back here.
So, jadi kata Nathan, satu momen yang sebenarnya ada 3 momen di Usana yang berat banget, challenging. Tapi yang pertama adalah saat, jadi kan teman-teman tadi lihat ya, ada foto adiknya Nathan ikut convention dan adiknya memang di bisnisnya. Nah, selama setahun di Amerika itu, Nathan tuh bangun satu kaki di Amerika bersama adiknya. Nah, saat Nathan akhirnya keluar dari Amerika, adiknya tuh tiba-tiba memutuskan berhenti gitu aja, dan karena itu satu kaki itu tuh mati semua. Jadi waktu itu tuh Nathan kayak yang, gila, apa yang gue kerjain setahun berantakan nih tiba-tiba kayak gitu. Tapi sekarang Nathan di Amerika dan Nathan mulai menghubungi kembali orang-orang itu.
The the second one was after we were here for about 2 years in Indonesia. One of my best friends at that time, his name was Joe. He was in a lot of the pictures when we were at convention as well. He had just become a director in USANA, and he had some struggles, just like we all do when we first start. But he had really sort of gotten over that first really big hurdle with USANA, and he meant a lot to me. But he had a lot of he struggled emotionally, and he was having a really hard time being away from his family in Indonesia, and he also quit. And I felt really responsible for him. And, he was someone who was also really, really close to me in my life. And, not just from a business standpoint, but just from a friend standpoint, I was really sad about that. And it took me a while, really, to get over that. So one of the most challenging things in this business is, people quit, and they have their own stuff that they're dealing with. And as leaders, we just have to understand that we can just do the best that we can. And people have to do what they have to do. But that was also that was a really challenging time for me, was not taking that personally.
Oke, jadi yang kedua adalah saat salah satu teman baiknya Nathan yang namanya Joe itu di Indonesia, padahal Joe tuh baru jadi director. Cuman dia memang secara emosional tuh sangat struggling dengan ada jauh dari keluarga. Nah, akhirnya Joe ini berhenti dari Usana, dan itu tuh bikin Nathan ngerasa bertanggung jawab. Karena biasa biasanya tuh leader kalau ada yang berhenti tuh kayak take it personal dan kayak ngerasa bersalah, padahal pada kenyataannya mungkin setiap orang punya 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 struggling sendiri, punya pertimbangan sendiri ketika ketika harus berhenti atau apa. Jadi pelajaran yang didapat ya nggak take it personal kayak gitu. And what was the third?
Well, the third one is just as you're growing a team, you just have a lot of challenges. There's been a couple of times in the last 2 years where myself and William and Regina and a lot of the leaders have been attacked for certain things. And it's when you're really committed to integrity and not playing a game of getting sucked into other people's drama, it can be really hard sometimes not to want to retaliate. And it's just been one of the lessons is that when you create brand values and you create a culture of who you are in the world, that you're going to have people that come along and challenge that and try to tear that down. And it was a real sort of like character building moment where we could just say, you know what, it doesn't matter what people say about who we are who we are, and we know who we are, and we're going to stick to our guns, and we're integrity number one, loyalty. We're going to make sure that we bring integrity, loyalty, excellence, and humility into everything that we do. And it's just, we've had some challenges with that.
Nah, jadi yang terakhir ya, intinya dalam masa kepemimpinan membesarkan Usana ini beberapa kali leader-leader tuh kayak punya masalah dengan orang lain, dan sebenarnya tantangan terbesarnya adalah gimana caranya supaya nggak terjebak energi-energi negatifnya dan melakukan hal-hal yang orang-orang itu lakukan ke Nathan. Jadi intinya Nathan sih selalu bilang bahwa jangan pernah peduliin orang ngomong apa, karena yang tahu siapa kita dan apa yang kita lakukan adalah kita. Jadi intinya kita jaga aja integritas kita. Kita benar-benar setiap melakukan apa-apa balik lagi ke value-nya. Terus kayak gitu. And this is my personal question.
Sure.
Have you ever thought, like during your journey in Usana, have you ever thought of quitting? And how, if you have, then how did you get back?
I think everybody thinks about quitting from time to time. So if I said no, I would be lying. I mean, there's been probably a million times where it's like I've had the thought in my mind, but I've never really seriously considered it. Because I'm all in. I'm pot committed. I have so many people that are relying on me, and I've never really seriously considered it. But I feel like I'm human, right? So I've probably thought about it a million times. But for me, I think the thing that always gets me back is I could never do that to you, Mia. I could never do it to Ava. I could never do it to William, Regina, the people that I love and care about, who have been there for me. Whenever I feel like I want to quit or I have that thought, I know that I'm thinking about myself. And this Usana journey, to be gold, ruby, diamond, and above, it can't be about you. And I think that is the biggest thing, is whenever you're thinking about quitting, it's because you're focusing on yourself. And the key for me, always getting out of that sort of self-obsession focused, is to think about the people that are in your team, to think about the people that are counting on you, and to think about the impact of your decision on other people.
Okay, thank you so much for staying. Jadi kata Nathan, bohong banget kalau Nathan tuh nggak pernah kepikiran berhenti, karena sebenarnya ada banyak banget waktu di mana kayak pengen berhenti. Tapi sekarang saat tim STI udah besar, selalu itu yang jadiin semangat, karena Nathan sadar banget ada banyak orang yang bergantung pada STI kayak gitu. Jadi intinya adalah dia akan ingat saya, akan ingat Eva, akan ingat Regina, akan ingat William, akan ingat semua orang-orang yang pernah di-enroll, pernah di-coaching. Jadi sebenarnya journey terindah di Usana tuh itu, bahwa kita tuh hidup nggak untuk diri kita sendiri, tapi untuk juga selain kita pengen sukses di Usana, tapi kita juga sebenarnya bukan punya tanggung jawab, tapi kita juga punya keinginan untuk membantu orang-orang yang kita ajak join atau siapapun di tim kita juga untuk bisa berhasil dan sukses seperti kita. Okay, my last question, what was the best advice that you have ever received, or a lesson that you learned so far in this Usana business?
Oh my God.
You have met so many leaders. I
know.
Must be difficult to take one or two best advice.
You know, I think there's so much good advice that you get from leaders about like strategy and tactical things to help you grow your business and things like that are just, there's just so many of them. But what I can say is this: there have been two people, aside from William, who's just been, you know, someone who has made a difference in my life that I can't even explain, right? It's just, you know, he's been such a huge influence on me in so many ways. But there's two people that have had a huge impact on me in the Usana community. And it's not really about advice that they've given me. It's who they are as human beings. And the first one is Jordan Kemper, who I shared about earlier. And his commitment to excellence and integrity, and his faith in God, and his commitment to just his commitment, and has just been in a huge, has had a huge impact on me. And then the other one is Bill and Jenny. You know, just when you spend time with people like Bill and Jenny, who, when you're with them, it's like nothing else in the world matters to them. They're just, they have their heart is so big, and they have so much humility and so much love that it's literally like when you're around them, it's like love like radiates off of these people. It's really, it's an astonishing experience. And that's what I can say, is that seeing the way that Jordan carries himself, and the way that Bill and Jenny give their heart and their soul to the people that they care about, that is what has been the biggest influence on me.
Oke, jadi kata Nathan, sebenarnya banyak banget advice dari leader soal strategi membangun bisnis, gimana berkembang. Tapi kalau memang mau dibilang satu yang influence dia, Nathan tuh lebih seneng, lebih pengen mengungkapkan dua orang yang punya pengaruh besar dalam journey-nya Nathan di Usana. Jadi aside from William yang besar banget pengaruhnya dalam hidup Nathan in so many ways, baik dalam kehidupan personal maupun bisnis. Tapi Nathan tuh pengen, Nathan bilang bahwa ada dua orang lagi yang sangat menginspirasi. Yang satu adalah Jordan Kemper, yang tadi disebut. Jadi Jordan Kemper ini in terms of integrity, commitment, terus juga sangat megang teguh pada Tuhan gitu. Itu tuh buat Nathan tuh inspiring banget. I remember the first video that you sent to me was Jordan Kemper presentation.
That's not surprising.
I was on Lebaran holiday at my mom, and then you sent video, and then I think 2 days later you said, "Hey Mia, have you watched this video?" I was like, "What is wrong with this guy? It's holiday," and he asked me to watch a video.
Yeah.
Ya, dan jadi pokoknya intinya Nathan tuh ngefans banget dan sangat menjadikan dia sebagai panutan. Orang-orang yang lain adalah Bill and Jen Huang, karena setelah meluangkan waktu beberapa lama dengan Bill and Jen Huang, Nathan tuh bisa ngelihat bagaimana Bill and Jenny itu tuh kayak mereka tuh memang cuman pengen ngasih gitu, kayak ini juga saya alami sendiri sebenarnya. Jadi kan biasanya setiap kali habis convention kita akan ada dinner sama Bill and Jen Huang. Nanti teman-teman akan bisa ngelihat di mana mereka tuh justru berdiri paling belakang, nggak di panggung, dan memastikan semua orang makan dulu baru mereka makan. Jadi kalau tadi bahasnya Nathan tuh kayak nothing else matter. Jadi mereka tuh nggak mikirin dirinya, mereka cuma mikir apa yang bisa saya kasih, apa yang bisa saya kasih, apa yang bisa saya kasih, kayak gitu. Jadi itu tuh buat Nathan tuh satu hal yang besar banget. I share with them every time we had dinner with Bill and Jen, I noticed that they were the last person who eat. They make sure everybody eats first, and then they eat. And sometimes Jen doesn't eat, but Bill I saw come to one table and then sit with us. And they were never on the stage, like they give the stage to all their leader except them. Like what they care about is other people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Jadi mudah-mudahan sebentar lagi dunia terbuka dan kita bisa ikut convention dan bisa ketemu Bill and Jen. I think it's late in your end, and I think all the question from me already probably also what people want to hear. Kalau nggak ada yang bertanya lagi, saya sudahi aja ya, karena nanti sudah malam banget di sana. Kecuali mungkin kalau ada yang langsung buru-buru tunjuk tangan. Oke, nggak ada ya. Okay, Nathan, thank you so much for sharing. Before this call, I call some of my leaders saying that, hey, be on the call because Nathan might share something that we haven't heard. And turn out that you share something that I haven't heard. I thought in 2 years I have heard everything.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing with us and be open and be vulnerable.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love you guys very much. Thanks for giving me the space to share.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bro.